Okay, good morning everyone. So today we have the new software from Genoray for their Panoramic CBCTs and Panoramic 2D X-ray machines. And I'll be doing a bit of hands-on review on this software, right? So the new software is called Theia. And this is an evolution from the previous software which was called Triana. Yep. And I'll be going through over some of the differences that each of them has. So here, like in the main screen, we can already see that it's different for those of you who have tried the Triana software. Now we have something called study template, time series, and modality series. So in study template, you can see each mode, panorama, IO sensor, CT, and so forth. Yeah. And in time series, you can see them as the dates they were imported in. So it's just organized by dates. And modality, again, it's organized by the modes, each mode, but then you can see more from each mode. Like here, panorama, I can see 5, and CT I can see 6. Yeah. And this is one of the differences straight out of the door compared to Triana, where in Triana you had to click each file to preview them. There was no such kind of preview like this where you can see it all at once. So this is way more convenient compared to Triana. Okay, now I will try import one CT picture for us so that we can see the new 3D software, which I think is the most fascinating. Okay, that loaded up quite quickly because I think I have actually imported before. It would take a bit longer in real situations if you have never opened the file before, but either ways, okay, let's go through the menu on the left, which is the general menu. So this thing that looks like a magnifying glass is for zooming. So if I press the zoom button and it has become black, you can see that now when I scroll my mouse up and down, it's actually scrolling. Yeah, if I didn't do that, it would just change your contrast. I'm sorry, it would change the red line, the position of the red line, and I'll talk more about that later. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Crosshair centric. Okay. So what this does is that it moves the picture. Yeah. It moves the picture instead of, if I were to turn it off, screen centric, I would be moving the lines, the region of interest. Let's talk a bit about the region of interest here anyway. So now at the bottom we have 3 views called axial, coronal, and sagittal. Yeah, so it's just 3 ways of looking at the pictures. So axial would be cutting it from the top, coronal would be cutting it from the front, and sagittal would be cutting it from the side. And we can see the planes later. But for now, this is something else that's new. So now we have crosshair centric, as I was saying before, where you move the images, and that was available in Triana before. But the screen centric, where you can move the lines instead of the picture itself, that's new to Theia. So that's just another convenient thing that you can do with this software. Okay, and you have hide plane overlay, so this gets rid of the lines, so you can see them in just more clearly. Okay, and you have reset plane here. So it just goes back to the initial position. You have snipping drawing, this just to get a screenshot of the pictures. Yeah, just normal. Okay, and then we have some ways to view the pictures, like you can reduce or increase the contrast, add the brightness, sorry, and then this is for contrast, I think. Yes, this is to adjust your contrast here, and then this is to adjust your gamma. Yeah. Just different ways of viewing the picture, right? Depends how much gray and black you need to see in the picture. Okay, and like any good software, you can invert the pictures. Yeah, and you can sharpen them too. Here you can see if I didn't use the sharpen and now I will use the sharpen, it just became a lot sharper. Yeah. Okay, and you have sharpen mask, which is almost the same thing. And then denoising is also getting rid of the noises, so it just becomes nicer if you were to turn on the denoising function. Okay, that's just some ways to manipulate your picture. We have measure length, which measures the length of two given points using lines, and then you have angle, which measures the angle. You can measure multiple lengths of the picture. Yeah, and to stop, just press your right click twice. You have measure area too, where you can measure the area of interest for whatever reason you need to. Again, to quit, press double click on your right click. And you have line profile. Yeah, which is just more information. Okay, now the screen's getting a bit hectic, so I will remove all my lines, and you can do that here from the animation list. Here we go. It's just easier than deleting it one by one on the screen. It's just quicker. That's just how it is. Okay, and you have some tools like for drawing, which is line draw, free draw, rectangle. You can even put text if you want. Let's say here I want to put text here. This patient needs an implant, for example. Yeah, and you can move your text to wherever. Let's say the tooth was here. This patient needs an implant here. This is just for notes. Okay, let's get rid of that first. Okay, and that's just some basic ways of manipulating the pictures and giving yourself little notes here and there. Yeah. Okay, that's quite standard. Let me talk about the menu on the right here. Okay, so there's this like 7 ways to view the picture quickly, to rotate it quickly. So that's the side, the front, the side again, more side, and this is looking at from the back, from the top, and from the bottom. Okay, it's just a nice nice clean way to look at the pictures instead of having to turn it with your mouse like this. This is just inconvenient, and sometimes it's hard to get. See now I'm not even centered anymore. If I were to do this, see, it just going back to the center, and it's leveled again. Yeah, that's very nice in my opinion, so you don't have to use your mouse to rotate it manually. It's just more convenient. Okay, and then we have volume maximize, which makes the picture a lot bigger. Look at the detail in that picture. Loving it. I do suggest getting a mouse that's with some kind of like infinite scroll wheel. That would help in this kind of instance. I think I'm scrolling the mouse a lot here. Okay, next we have volume property. So there are 6 ways to look at this picture. 6 different modes. This one's the brown one, right? This is totally gray. It's sort of brown but transparent. This is very dark, again gray but sort of transparent, and this is, yeah, like white. Okay, and you can adjust the density. Let me just use something more. Okay, you can adjust the density, yeah, of the pictures. Wow, look at the detail in that. And you can adjust the opacity, so that will be useful if you have something behind the object like an implant or a crown, which I will place later definitely and show you. Okay, that's just volume property. Next we have sculpture. Okay, and what that does is like it sort of crops the picture, to which area you don't need. You can just get rid of it, and I'll show you how to do it. Let's say I just want to look at the top part of the screen, top part of the mouth. I'll do this. Okay, now let's clip it. See, we just sculpted out the part that we didn't want. And let's say we wanted to get rid of the bottom part totally. Okay, sculpt it again. There we go. And now when I zoom in and out or when I rotate it, it should just show. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the teeth from the top. I mean the top part of the teeth more clearly. Whereas if I didn't do this, let's say I had that, you can't really see. You can't see what's going on with the bite and stuff. Yeah, so that function is very nice. I think it's very good. Okay. So that is sculpting, and see now the pictures is not centered again. Difficult. I'll just go back here. Boom. Okay, now it's centered again. Yeah, so that's what I found it useful to be like. And then we have clipping. So clipping is like just a cropping function, just to get more control of the picture. Again, like this. So now you can see the pictures more clearly. Again, see? Now I can see what's going on with the bite just more clearly at the top there. Whereas if I didn't do that, of course it would be obstructed. My view would be obstructed, right? Give me a sec there. See, the pictures get a bit difficult to deal with if you are not used to it. Anyway, yeah, see, now I can't see the bite because it's being obstructed by the bottom view. Okay, so that would be useful in that case if you wanted to clip the pictures. And let me just say, this is 3D rendering, right? So you see my graphics card sort of struggling here. You will be provided with a, I believe it was an RTX 2060 in the PC of Genoray. So that's quite a high spec graphics card. I'm sure it's more than 4 gigs of VRAM. That would help in rendering these kind of pictures. My graphics card only has 2 gigs of VRAM right now. That's why you see it stuttering. It's not supposed to do this. This is not the software's fault. This is the graphics card lacking RAM. Okay, that's just a side note for us. Anyway, so that's clipping for you. And then we have what is that? Plane view, right? This is something else that's new in Genoray. So now we have plane view, which we can view individually. Okay, so in Triana, this was what we were stuck with. We can only see the planes, and like all 3 planes had to be set up, and you can only see it like that. But in Theia, now you can see the planes just as much as you want. Like you can use the sagittal planes only, so you can see it from the side if that's what you need. Okay, it just brings more focus to what you need to see, and then you can see it from the front too. Coronal. Yeah, see, now you can see it just the front. You can see just the front part of the teeth, which is useful. Let's say you just want to see the front 4 teeth, so your thoughts will not be bothered by the other teeth. Okay, that's just a side note there. So in Triana before, as I was saying, you could only view them with all the planes present, like this. Sort of annoying. And now you can see the planes individually if you want them to be, or you can see 2 planes at once. Okay, that's the plane view. Okay, and then now you have capture. This is just getting a screenshot again. Okay, and I'll turn off my plane view for now and reset my pictures. Okay, right, that's quite nice. Now, as I was saying, you have these axial, coronal, and sagittal views. So whatever you're seeing, you have to manipulate from this bottom part. So see, this red line is actually controlling the axial view. Yeah, and you see if I put them in the part of the teeth, in the axial view, you will see teeth. If you put them at the part of the gums or bones, yeah, you'll only see like flap. You can't see the teeth basically. So always put the lines in the region of interest, and this is something you just gotta get used to. If your lines are not in the region of interest, nothing will be useful for you. Okay, now let's talk about the implants, because this CBCT is all about implants usually, right? And let me start off by saying they do give us some database of implants. Ostam, Shinhong, BioHorizon, Evidence, GC, right? It's not that much, but this is what you're given with, and to my knowledge this is what they have in their database so far. It's not much, but yeah, that's what Genoray gave us. Okay, anyway, let's try giving the picture some implants and see what happens. Okay, so let's say I want to put it on the premolar tooth. I think I'll choose premolar implant, and you can check you can change the length as well if you want them. Okay, you can change the diameter too, so that's quite nice. I'll place it here. Okay, and now you can see the implants there that Let me zoom in for you so we can see it better, and choose this. Okay, there we go. See that? That thing is my implant, that blue circle thing, and I have placed my region of interest in the implant. Oh, sorry, I'm still in screen centric, so I want to be in crosshair centric. Yeah, where the lines move. So now I've placed my region of interest on the implant, so you can actually see the implant on the coronal view as well. You can move your implant, you can rotate it if you want to be rotating the implant. Okay, yeah, that's just very nice. Okay, but this view is not very useful yet because the teeth don't look that proper yet, because of all the shadowing stuff, right? And now in this Genoray Theia software, they have something called CPMR view, so where you can see the implants more clearly. That's CPMR view. There we go. So this is CPMR view. Still not that clear, and if you want to make it even clearer, go to implant centric. See, and this implant centric has made our implant very clear positioning wise. Yeah, you can see clearly where it's gonna end up in the teeth. Okay, that's implant centric. Another nice point with Genoray here. Oh, let me switch back to crosshair centric. Yeah, another nice point of Genoray here, which was not present in, or should I say it was present in Triana before, just not very good, is BMD. So this is bone measurement density, right? So bone measurement density analyzes the bone quality in your implant placement site. So we can see here in my current implant placement site, the bone quality, the mean is about 1,500-ish, yeah, which means it should be good, right? And then you can see the bone profile there. Yeah. Oh, it's mostly whether it's D1, D2, D3, D4, or D5. You want the implants to be in higher regions, right? Okay. So if I move it, as you saw just now, my mean will go down. Yeah, if I move it. So let's say I move it to the middle of the tongue, something like this. Okay, of course it'll be very low because there's no bones there, right? So you want to place it somewhere here near the teeth. Yeah, and yeah. So what was it like in Triana before? They had this bone measurement density too, but they did not have color profiles. So see that we have D1 is blue and D5 is red here. They didn't have that. It was just uniform color, which is sort of ridiculous to analyze, right? And this is just much better to analyze. You can visualize it more. Okay, that's BMG. And yeah, this is the implant right there. So in the CPMR mode, the coronal and cross section, the curved and cross section straight away cuts into the implant right away. Just more useful there. Yeah, gives you the implant site right away, more useful. Okay, what else? And you can also simulate placing crowns, which should be natural, right? Let's say you want to place a crown on the implant. Oh, there's my crown. You see that? There's a yellow block, yellow circle there, and that's my crown. Make sure to place the crown on top of the implants, of course. I'll try to do that here. Okay, my crown is not big enough. I should have chosen a bigger crown, but this is just for demo, so it's okay. And you can see on the top picture as well, there's a white crown there, which you can manipulate, of course. Yeah. So if there was no tooth there, you can simulate the crown and check the size and width and all aspects of the crown. It's just more simulation. Yeah, so you had a database of crowns to choose from. Yeah, they have all 32 teeth here. I don't see a way to choose the size of the crown except for like some predetermined size here. You can't actually adjust the length and width of each crown to your specific needs, so you're stuck with a set library like that. Okay. Yeah, and you have this TMJ view, which yeah, it just shows more slices of the pictures individually, right and left, like that. Okay, let's say, oh, so let's say I want to choose the left part, and then you need to cut 2 lines there. That's the way you do it. Now you have the view there, and you have this view too if you want it. Okay, and it's all being what you're cutting, you can see is at the top there, the blue and green lines. Yeah, so this would be the first cut that I was doing, this blue and green one. Okay, that's TMJ view. And to quit, just double click the right click on the mouse, and let's go back to the normal view. Okay, yeah, that is the overview of the Genoray software as an introduction. So as I was saying, in conclusion, what was new with the software compared to Triana? It was the modality, like the modality series, time series, and study template. This was not available before, so you had to click each file and preview them, which was annoying, definitely. Now as I was saying, also the BMD, as you saw just now, oh, you need to place an implant. The BMD had a let me just place an implant first. The BMD is now with colors, so it's just more useful instead of just one uniform color before. That was not useful, definitely. Okay, BMD. And then we have our plain view with individual slices this time, as I was saying, so you can view them individually. Let's reset our view here. Yeah, very nice. Okay, you had plain view, but you can just choose which planes you want to see. Yeah, you don't have to look at all the planes, whereas you had to do that in previous versions. And you had CPMR and implant centric now, which was not possible in the Triana before. It was not possible. So this is just nicer to look at your implants in this way. Okay, I hope that introduction was useful to you, just as a basic understanding of our Theia software. And yeah, thank you for the time, and I'll catch you in the next one.